New tonight, tariffs on Canadian and Mexican imports will be put on pause hours before they were set to take effect.
Leaders from Canada and Mexico have agreed to ramp up security at the U.S. border to prevent drug trafficking into the country. In exchange, President Trump has agreed to temporarily pause a 25% tariff on imports from both countries for 30 days as negotiations continue.
However, the 10% tariffs on Chinese imports is set to go into effect at midnight. So with Canada, Mexico, and China being some of our top trade partners, there are growing concerns that taxing their imports will increase prices of everyday items here in this country.
Matt Rascone spoke with economic experts to break down what you need to know.
Imposing tariffs is nothing new. President Trump did it to China in 2018, and the Biden administration kept them in place. But it's a different story for our neighbors to the north and south.
The question of trade with Canada and Mexico, I think, is much more divisive.
A tariff is a tax on imported goods. So, for example, the cost for an Ohio company to bring goods in from Canada would jump. And 3 experts told me that naturally leads to the company passing the extra cost on to you, the consumer.
It's not quite as simple as, well, there's a 25% tariff, so it gets exactly 25% more expensive.
Customers may not want to pay more, so demand drops, and then suddenly the manufacturer in Canada isn't exporting as much to the U.S. But the tariffs also could benefit U.S. companies that make their products here.
Is to try and drive domestic business and drive domestic jobs so that domestic workers can ultimately earn more.
Still, the uncertainty surrounding tariffs can also be a burden for business. It's unclear how long the tariffs could be in place and how much they could impact your wallet.
If these tariffs were put on permanently, I would expect that we would see a smaller GDP in the United States by the end of the year. We would see consumers, the estimates I've seen, would be spending maybe $1,000 or $1,200 on average more for a household to be able to buy the same amount of goods.
Matt Rascone, 3 News.
It is now 6:15 on this Monday evening. Betsy Kling back from vacation. Welcome.